What's up everyone, King of Cobra 17 here, and I'm back to you with more Madden 17 Minnesota Vikings franchise. Last week your Minnesota, on Monday your Minnesota Vikings defeated the Giants South 31-16, and they come to this matchup 3-1, so do the Houston Texans. This is the battle of two great defenses. Minnesota is currently ranked the #1 best defense, while Houston is #3, I believe. So let's see. This is gonna be a defensive game, and well, I think whichever defense gets the most turnovers wins this game. I am now recording in 1080p and 60 frames per second, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get on with this game. The Minnesota Vikings will receive the kickoff, and well, they do nothing to kick off as you see Bradford 55% with 512 yards. He's only played since the Green Bay game. So let's do this. Houston, Bradford backing out, and he's going to go find. He's going to find Michael Brewers up the middle. And that is a sound 15-yard gain. Adrian Peterson on the carry now. Adrian is not going anywhere as he is met by Prince Wilford. As you can see, Stephon Diggs is expected back in 2 weeks. After this week is the bye weekend, then after that it will be the Philadelphia Eagles game. So that is when Stephon Diggs is expected to come back. Bradford back to passing. He's going to find Jarius Wright from the left side, but Wright drops it after contact. So here comes Jeff Locke out to punt the ball. Locke has been, well, mediocre to say the best on punting. And this one looks like a good one, and that is going to bounce into the end zone, unfortunately. See, Locke? Okay, you can just put that towards the edge a little bit more. And here's the Houston Texans quarterback, Brock Osweiler, who's having a pretty good year. He signed his contract and he's proven to be worth it. Play action, Alfred Blue, Lamar Miller is out with injury. He finds Jacob Tammy on the left side for a 13-yard gain. Chad Greenway on the tackle. 2nd and 12 now. Houston on 31-yard play action again to Alfred Blue, and Blue picks up the blitz, but that is overthrown by Brock Osweiler. DeAndre Hopkins was the intended receiver. Let's look at the Houston Texans offense now with, well, this offensive line is, well, hit and miss. The left guard, Xavier Su'a-Filo, we can get pressure on him, but this left tackle is pretty good. 3rd and 12 now, ball on 31-yard line. Brock Osweiler out of the gun. And Osweiler scanning the field, and he's going to find Hopkins there, covered by Terrence Newman, and I do not like that matchup that the Minnesota Vikings have here. I think you need to flip Rhodes to Hopkins and have Rhodes shadow Hopkins the whole game. But I am not going to Zimmer. It looks like Osweiler's going to go down with a sack, but he escapes. And he's going to find Will Fuller up the sideline. And Will Fuller may just score a touchdown. What a huge game for Will Fuller there. Xavier Rhodes with a touchdown-saving tackle. And oh boy, this is not what Houston fans want to see. Brock Osweiler, he started hot, but he is injured on that 43-yard gain from Will Fuller. Tom Savage now in the game. And he's going to hand off to Alpha Blue here. And Blue is just finding a hole. Gets about 2 or 3 yards on the carry. And he is taken down by Terrence Newman. Let's look at this Vikings defense. One of the best defenses in the league. And they have been staying healthy so far, which is good. This is what the team wants to see for them. And as you guys know, J-Ron Hurst is your starting safety. Along next to Harrison Smith. He has been proven. He's been proving it that he deserves it. And Sharif Floyd just popped Tom Savage. And, well, that's going to be ruled incomplete. I think that may have been a fumble, but, oh well. Houston's going to take their 3. Bradford out of the gun. He's going to hand off to AP, and Adrian Peterson reached J. Watt. 2nd and 11 now, and this Houston defense is just corralling the Vikings, and there's Jarius Wright from the right side. Bradford almost getting sacked there as Matt Khalil gave it the pressure there. And that is the first time I've said Matt Khalil's name, by the way. Speaking of Khalil, well, first off, Bradford's going to find Cordero Patterson. Cordero Patterson gets a huge gain there. That is going to go for 49 yards, I believe. 39 yards. I am wrong once again. And it's going to hand off to Adrian Peterson there. And Adrian Peterson getting a sound carry for about 8 yards. Maybe 9. We'll see what they mark him. They're going to say 9. Now Vikings on the 19-yard line. And Adrian Peterson, there's a flag on the play. So Adrian Peterson is powering his way for the first down. They're calling a face mask on this one, so that's tack on 15. Thank you, Quentin Demps. And Bradford looking, and Bradford's going to be sacked here by Major Wright, actually. Wow. Major Wright is formerly played for the Bears, and that's going to be Treadwell. I don't like that play there. I do not like that play call there. I don't like Bradford's decision there. You only got about, what, 2 or 3 yards on that play? Let's look at their defense now. J.J. Watt playing couples, Vince Wilfork. This is one of the toughest front sevens the Minnesota Vikings are going to face all year. Merciless, McKinney, Clowney, and Brian Cushing. This secondary, however, the Vikings can take advantage of, but we'll see how Sam Bradford adjusts. And he's looking. He has a man open in the end zone. That did not last long. He had Cordero Patterson open. He saw it just too late, and Brian Cushing knocks the ball down. So Blair Walsh out to kick a 27-yard field goal, and it is good. The game is tied 3-3 with a minute and 26 remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 now. Ball on the 35-yard line for the Houston Texans as we come back to their drive. And Savage looking. Savage finds Wilson. And I have no idea what his first name is. But he found Wilson. Savage, 3rd and 4 down. Savage out of the pistol, it looks like. And Savage is going to overthrow his receiver there. And I believe that was Wilson. And we come to the end of the first quarter. And it is tied 3-3. A defensive matchup like we expected. This game is brought to you by Gatorade Sports Fuel.
Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Okay, we're back in the Vikings driving. That was 3rd down, by the way, and Bradford throws a terrible pass intended for Jarius Wright, but it looked like it was intended for Brian Cushing. And the Vikings are gonna, oh no, Bradford was trying to get the screen set up to Adrian Peterson, but J.J. Watt sniffs it out, and, well, he didn't give it time to develop, and this was not a good punt by Jeff Locke. About 28-yard punt, that's it. Well, not more than 28, but that was still, regardless, not a good punt. And Kendricks is on the tackle there from Tammy. Savage, 2 for 5 for 13 yards. If the Vikings can get the pressure on Savage, then this will be an easy game for them to win. As Tom Savage is not that good, but if you give him time to throw, if you give any quarterback time to throw, he'll kill you. And Alfred Blue spins off the tackle over there, and Alfred Blue is going in the end zone for a 23-yard touchdown. I believe he spun off the tackle of Trey Waynes there. And that's what I think it was. We'll check on the replay. It was J-Ron Curse that looked like on halftime. But Alfred Blue, 23-yard touchdown there. Wow. 10-3 Houston. And Adrian Peterson trying to do the same thing. Adrian Peterson trying to say, whatever you can do, Blue, I can do better. That's well, not debatable at all. Adrian Peterson's the better back. Treadwell had to go up to catch that one. Sam Bradford just seems off his game so far. Much less hurt on the tackle. He is questionable return. I am hearing in my ear right now that Brock Osweiler is out for this game. They're undisclosing what type of injury, but it clearly looked like a back injury when we saw Osweiler go down. Well, Osweiler is out for today's game. Yeah, quick screen there, and, well, Treadwell did not block the right guy. And, well, Wright's going to lose yard there. 3rd and 11 now. Bradford looking. He's going to go deep again to Rhett Ellison. And Rhett Ellison comes down with the catch. What a play and concentration by Rhett Ellison. Play action again. And he's going to find Rhett Ellison once again. And Rhett Ellison gets about an 8-yard gain right there. We need his 1 yard. And Adrian Peterson, well, it looked like he slid there trying to avoid the tackle from. Wow, they didn't give it to him. Wow, it looked like Adrian slid there trying to avoid the tackle from J.J. Watt, but it looks like they didn't give it to him. But McKinnon picks up on the next play. And this is going to be an intercepted Brian Cushing. A terrible throw by Bradford. Just terrible. He was looking for Cordero Patterson. Patterson was, well, Cushing jumped the route, but that was just terrible throw by Bradford. Terrible. Well, 2-minute warning now. It is 10-3 Texans. We need Bradford to be better than what he's been. He's just not been good. Bradford, this defense just has Bradford rattled. This defense needs to rattle Tom Savage because we are not getting any pressure on him. As we can see right here, no pressure whatsoever on Tom Savage. And well, Jacob Tamme gets his third catch right there. So that's unfortunate. And there was no pressure again. Is that Jacob Tamme again? It is Tamme once again. This is a Savage Tamme drive right here. Savage back to pass again, and there's going to be Braxton Miller there, and Braxton Miller gets about a 12-yard gain. And Tamme in the slot now. Got to watch him now. And it looks like I was going to say Oswald was looking his way, but Savage was looking his way temporarily before trying to get that out to Wilson, but that did not work out. 3rd and 10 now. I'm watching all receivers. He has a man open underneath, but he's going to go to blue, and well, it's another field goal for the Texans, leaving Sam Bradford and the Minnesota Vikings with 1 minute and 10 seconds to do something with this ball. We need a touchdown on this drive. We can't go into the half down big. And let's see if Cordell Patterson gives us a spark on offense. He carries that from the 10. We're at the 20 now, and he gets us down to the 29-yard line. So about a 19-yard gain for him. And Bradford going to go find Cordero Patterson for the big game there. There you go, Patterson and Bradford. Cordero Patterson has stepped up big since Diggs got hurt. You can say Patterson's been one of the main receivers Bradford has gone to. He's been one of his favorite ones, and that's Charles Johnson finding a big gain. It looks like Bradford is trying to utilize all his receivers to his maximum capability. That's going to be Michael Pruitt. And Pruitt, if Pruitt was able to shake up that tackle from Jadeveon Clowney, he would be in the end zone right now. Let's talk about that. Clowney, one of the fastest players in this defense. Ball on the 9-yard line, though. Bradford back to pass, and he's going to find Laquan Treadwell. Treadwell with the fade pattern there, and he puts a spin move, and Treadwell is in for the touchdown. That is the 2nd touchdown of the season, I believe. The rookie out of Ole Miss, Laquan Treadwell. Let's see that beautiful pass and catch once again. That's a fade route. Treadwell is going to go up to catch those, and he just does a little spin around, and he's in the end zone thanks to a block by Peterson. Well, not really of a block, but we're going to go into half down 13-10. Your Minnesota Vikings will be back after this.
The Vikings have an edge in time of possession right now. The Texans look like they'll be in this game for 4 quarters. All right, let's roll those highlights. Texans lined up at the 23. He's free and clear of the defense here, and this 2-play drive goes for a touchdown. That puts them up by a touchdown. Vikings with the ball midway through the 2nd. The quick pass, it's complete, and he'll end up picking up 18 yards on the play. There would later be a pick to end the drive. Now to late in the 2nd. Nice work to make the catch in double coverage. He caps off the 7-play drive with the score. Now trailing by just 3. So that'll do it for us.
We are back, ball on the 25-yard line, and I've heard from the Houston Texans that Whitney Merciless will be out for the remainder of this game as well. Savage, just looking at that. Savage had all the time in the world there, and here comes Alfred Blue with a run again. I'm sorry about that. That was bad editing on my part. Alfred Blue, 6 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown. And there's Blue again, and he just trucks Trey Waynes out of his shoes, and Alfred Blue is loose, and he is going to take this one to the house. Sharif Floyd will not catch you, sir. Touchdown, Houston. What a play from Alfred Blue. 68 yards after the huge truck. He just destroyed Trey Waynes on this play. Mike Zimmer is not happy with his defense. Look at this again. Trey Waynes destroyed, and Trey Waynes stretched his hand out like he was asking for help. And look at his players just eventually give up on this play. Well, you don't see it from that way angle, but the players eventually did give up on that play. See that again. Trey Waynes, poor, and look at him extending his arm like asking for help. I have never seen this Viking team get manhandled like this. It's going to go up the middle to Cordero Patterson. Cordero Patterson has been the offensive MVP of this game so far. Patterson is the spark that offense needed. That's his 4th catch for 66 yards. And that's going to be McKinnon up the middle. And McKinnon gets about, well, 8 yards on the play. First and 10, ball on the 44-yard line. Norv Turner loves rugging out the gun, and McKinnon is the inner running back. McKinnon is the better shotgun back, and it's going to find Michael Pruitt up there in the middle. And it's going to out of the gun again, and that's going to be a game of McKinnon. But this Texans defense is just so fast. You cannot escape J.J. Watt either where you are. And Matt Khalil is struggling with J.J. Watt today. Patterson drops the ball after the hit from Kareem Jackson. Matt Khalil, you don't hear me say his name a lot because he's been pretty good this season. But he can't handle J.J. Watt. They're going to have to put a tight end over there to help him out with there. There's no turn to do something. And the Vikings are, no, oh man, I thought Alfred Blue was about to do it again as it was breaking J-Ron Curse's tackle there. But Trey Waynes this time wraps him up. 3rd and 7 now. Savage finally getting pressure, and Savage is going to be sacked. There's the sack daddy, Everson Griffin. 4th and 16 now. Ball on 11. Leckler out the punt, and, well, Patterson back there now. Come on, Patterson. He receives at the 39. And Patterson's going to get around the Houston defender right here. And Patterson may take this to the house, but he does not. What a huge return. That is something the Vikings needed right there. And now they need to score a touchdown. We cannot get a field goal here. We need a touchdown. He's going to find Laquan Treadwell there. And Treadwell gets about 15 on the play. Bradford out of the gun again. And it seems like that's where they want him to work. And that's going to be Patterson up the middle. Touchdown, Vikings. Cordero Patterson. I believe that is his 2nd touchdown of the year. Patterson has definitely stepped up. He has been Bradford's favorite target this game, along Treadwell. And this is going to be, well, a check down to Will Fuller. And Trey Waynes makes the tackle. And, well, I messed up here again, but Everson Griffin gets the pressure there, but not certainly. And there's Jacob Tamme, and that is a huge play for Jacob Tamme. I wish I could show you guys that. Oh, he's down at the 1. Jacob Tamme is destroying this Vikings team, and just give it to him again. Jacob Tamme for the touchdown. He beat J-Ron Curse in the coverage. Bradford, empty gun, and Bradford has a man open. That's not who I was thinking of. I saw Pruitt getting open there. Actually, that was Rhett Ellison in that tight end. Either way, he didn't find the right guy. And this is Charles Johnson again. Charles Johnson seeing some snaps this game. Norv Turner is actually spreading around his defense. In the 3rd quarter, the Vikings are down by 10, 27-17. You expect this Vikings defense to be better, but they're being destroyed by this tight end, Jacob Tamme. And I haven't seen Jacob Tamme play like this since Andrew Luck, and Treadwell just drops the pass. Jonathan Joseph knocks it out of his hands. That's going to be up the middle. That's Jarius Wright. And Jarius Wright is actually getting involved. Every receiver that's been on this field has. And that's just a quick throw from Bradford. Honestly, that was my mistake, guys. 49-yard field goal coming up from. And he is going to nail it. Good. Blair Walsh nails the 49-yarder. That's probably his best kick of the year. Probably his longest. And it's probably going to be his kicking. I'm not good at kicking in this game. Savage now. And get pressure on Savage there. And Savage still just getting the better of the competition here. And that's going to be overthrown, but there is a flag upon the play. And that's roughing the passer on Linval Joseph. That is unfortunate. And Alfred Blue now, this defense is actually figuring out what to do with Alfred Blue. Thankfully, it doesn't matter because he's already torched us with 2 long runs here. And there's Jacob Tamme again. We cannot cover Jacob Tamme. For some reason, we cannot cover this guy. And that's going to be I don't know if that was a complete catch, and it was complete. Mike Zimmer will not challenge it, saying it hit the ground first. I'm not even sure. And that's going to be Braxton Miller again. In the middle, Braxton Miller, one of the young receivers in this league. He's pretty good. Got to watch out for him. He's also a former quarterback at Ohio State, but you guys already knew that. Sharif Floyd and Linval Joseph combined together on the tackle on Alfred Blue now. Jonathan Grimes now in the game, and Grimes is going to get the carry here, and he's not going to get nowhere. J-Ron Curse with the stop. Houston adds 3 to their score. And let's just go, and, well, Vikings need a score, an onside kick. Need to see this touchdown and an onside kick to win this game. Can the Vikings do it? And he's going to find Michael Pruitt wide open, and he is down to the 32-yard line. The Vikings may find a way to do this. And there's going to be Jarius Wright, and the Vikings are driving. Ball on the 23-yard line now. Bradford, do not make a mistake. Not at this point, Bradford. And that's Treadwell now. And the Vikings back to pass already, and that is intercepted! Jadeveon Clowney. Bradford with another bad throw. Looking for Jarius Wright there. 2nd and 9 for Houston. The Vikings need stops quickly. 3rd and 7 now. Minute 16 left in the game. And that's going to be Will Fuller. And Newman gets the tackle there. If they had gotten the first down there, the game would have been over. 24 seconds remaining. There's not much the Vikings can do there. And that is popped up from Cordero Patterson. And it's going to be intercepted by Kareem the Dream Jackson. He's going to take that back for a pick 6. That is your dagger. The Minnesota Vikings fall to the Houston Texans 37-20. Sam Bradford just had a terrible game there, folks. And, well, most of that is just on me, but there were just some bad throws there. J.J. Watt terrorized this McAville. And Jacob Tamme. Who is Tamme? Jacob Tamme destroyed us. Haven't seen him that good since he was with the Colts with, no, it was Denver, right? Well, since he was with Peyton Manning, I haven't seen Jacob Tamme that good. Thank you guys for watching this game regardless. Tell me what you think about the 1080p 60 frames per second. I just got a phone call, so I have to return that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will be back with the, bye-week video. That's coming out tomorrow, I hope, because you guys are getting this on Monday. So I hope the bye-week video comes out tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
On EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.